Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTbasecom. Welcome to our weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 36th Commitments of Traders Report of 2021, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials positions. Before I jump into the review, just a reminder for all of you who are new to COT analysis, here at COTbase.com we offer a lot of educational material explaining what this report is all about, how you can benefit from analyzing it. We have some very useful videos as well. Okay, back to the review and starting off with our first market, the crude oil, but the Brent crude to be specific. We have a 43% change in commercials positions. You can see the magnitude over here on the chart being, I would say, possibly the largest change in the past 1 year time frame. You can see it is a bearish COT change signal suggesting some weakness coming early next week. If we move on to the 5 years chart and look at the stress levels in the market, you can just look at the horizontal line I'm showing to you with respect to the red commercial chart here. You can see that it is more or less in between the two major extremes. So by that, what I mean by that is bearish, the most bearish COT extreme from October of 2018, where commercials actually went into a net short territory, large speculators net long, which you can easily see is very unique on this 5 years chart. Happened only once in the past 5 years, just coinciding with that top. A beautiful COT extreme signal. What a wonderful example how extreme analysis can help you. And then we had a more bullish extreme zone that was actually in place for quite some time, just preceding this this bottom, after which traders started to shift their positions back towards more bearish levels. I think we are in between those two, meaning there's not too much to conclude from the extreme analysis. I should say it's mainly the COT change signal from this week's report that could give you some value. Moving on to the next market in this review is the New Zealand dollar with a 33% change in commercials positions. Now, for those of you who are new to COT analysis, let me just point out, don't forget, COT data is not, these charts are not derived from price. Although they look technical, they are actually fundamental data represented in a technical format. So 33 obviously is a much smaller number than 43%, but you can see that the magnitude is much greater than average, way more than what's usual in this currency market. So it is again bearish and suggesting weakness after we had that rally going on for 3 weeks roughly. Yeah, it's just a good way of practicing it. The wonders of this data is coming from the fact that it is not derived from price. So it's a separate tool showing you really what traders are doing in the market. So I just thought I'll point that out for you. Live cattle will be the next market with a 22% change in commercials positions. You can see this is a bit larger than average, but not as large as we just saw in crude oil or the New Zealand dollar. The good thing is that this bullish COT change signal is coming after weakness in the market. So it suggests we may see a bounce back to a little bit higher prices in the short run. We'll see what happens. Moving on to the 5 years chart, you can see that the case is similar to what we had in previous markets. We are more or less in between those two major extremes, right? So for example, we had this very obvious bearish extreme in the market. We had some bullish COT extreme places. We're more or less in between those two. So not really, I don't think it's necessary to go on with this analysis. It's really just the change signal here as well. Moving on to large speculators, COT Extreme, we've got cotton on top of our list with 168 reported extreme in large speculators positions. You can see that showing over there. Roughly we had that about 3 years ago, just at that top. It is of course a bearish extreme, but caution is advised. This can go on and we could reach even greater COT extremes before the market actually tops and turns south. So that's cotton. Another currency, the Australian dollar. Here we have a 148 report extreme in large speculators. This is more of a bullish COT extreme. You can see that this change in traders' positions started to be very dynamic since May of this year. Now, who knows where this will stop? It is actually a bullish extreme, so it does support further strengthening of the market, which was actually going on since March of last year. So we'll see how that progresses. And last but not least, another currency, the dollar index 78 report extreme over there in large speculators. It is more of a bearish extreme, no question. This can actually get to even greater levels. You have to go back 4 or 5 years to see the potential rise in traders' net positions. Okay, so it just shows you not to be, overexcited about this extreme. This can actually grow to greater levels. I should point that out. And this is the last market for this review, but it really just shows you how you should deal with these markets, how you can analyze them. There's much more to do here at COTbase.com. You can, of course, look at all the markets. We only show a few market categories, by the way. There's a lot of data sets for those traders who are specifically looking at analyzing a data set. You can analyze not just the classic so-called legacy COT report type that we're doing in these reviews, but you can look at the newest report types, the disaggregated, the TIFF, and the CIT data report type as well. We have not only the futures and options, but you can look only at futures data, and you can also look only at the options only data type as well. And of course, you can dig deep into your analysis with all the tools that are available at your disposal. Just to name a few, we can do a multiple report analysis on any defined look back period. You can look at the COT index, the COT move index. We have a very useful tool, the long-term trend indicator, showing you which direction the trend is, what traders are supporting. We also analyze volume and open interest. We believe that's a very good supplemental tool to COT analysis. And of course, you can always go back in time and analyze a specific data that you are interested in. If you're somebody who's trading a specific market, let's say you're a big British pound trader, you can definitely go dig into the COT data for the British pound. So as you can see, commitments of traders analysis, British pound, you got everything, absolutely everything. Of course, these are also available in chart format. So commercials net position, let's say, is what you're looking at. Then there you go. Just the net position will be shown in all 3 different data formats. So yeah, a lot to, you can of course download these in different ways. We also have, of course, the data download function for those of you who would like to download a specific data. And let me just show you our indicators, which I think is really unique. If you're somebody who really uses NinjaTrader, for example, the COTbase Pro indicator is something that will give you everything we have on our website, but you can use it inside your NinjaTrader and set all the features as you would like to use it. The ICOT intraday indicator, this is something new, came out not that long ago, in which we are actually going into the micro level. So it's not data coming from the commitments of traders, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, but it is our own data that we are providing. And is very, very useful for short-term traders. We have, of course, a bunch of example charts that you can have a look at, explaining how you can benefit from the ICOT intraday indicator explanation videos, all that, so that you can really understand how you can use it. I'll end it over here. I truly appreciate your attention. I thank you very much for being with me in this review. I wish you guys a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.